everyone, my name's Nina and I'm here today to show you my April wrap-up of everything that I've read in April. I read 11 books in April, which sounds like a lot, but a lot of them were small, so don't get too excited. But first, I want to kick off the video with this cute little bookish memorabilia or item or whatever you want to call this. My coworker brought me this really cute shirt. It says, "Having fun isn't hard when you have a library card." So shout out to her. I thought that was really cute and wanted to share it. Talking about her, our very first book today, I actually read with her. We just spent a couple minutes every day and would read a little chapter of this book. It's a kids nonfiction book. My library has it as an adult nonfiction, but it's answers, questions from kids that is answered by this person. So it's called Will My Cat Eat My Eyeballs by Caitlin Doherty. This book was so much fun. It's super cute. It's written by a mortician slash like funeral director, and she answers all sorts of, ooh, it's the ice cream truck. She answers all sorts of questions about death. So one of the questions is, will my cat eat my eyeballs? And she actually gives a lot of insight and about death and what happens and all sorts of things, and it was just really interesting. It made it fun. She was humorous throughout the book, but it gave you a lot of facts and knowledge about what happens after you die. So I really enjoyed this read. I gave it a 5 out of 5. I thought it was super fun, and it also came with a couple little illustrations, which I thought was fun. So next I have a couple graphic novels. The first one I have is called Ever After by Olivia Viug. I don't know how you say her name. I really liked the cover of this book. It was new at my library, so I picked it up. The art was pretty nice, but the novel itself, I can't accurately tell you what happened in this. So it's about an apocalyptic world where zombies take over. And it deals with our two main characters. One has some mental health issues after losing her sister to the zombie apocalypse. She feels guilty about that and has mental health issues that go along with that. Our other character has gotten bitten by a zombie, and she wants to escape where her safe zone is. There's safe zones, and then there's like Zombie Island. Okay, so she's at this safe zone where they don't have the medicine or the knowledge of how to cure the zombie bite or whatever, so they just kill you the second you get bit by a zombie. She doesn't want to die, so she wants to escape to the city where there's a separate safe zone, and there's rumors that they have a cure for the zombie bite or whatever. So her and this other girl kind of just travel along through this zombie world to get to the next safe zone. And at the end, like, our main character is like a zombie, but like she's human, and I don't even understand how this ends. I gave this like a 2 stars because I felt like it was a pointless story. Like there was no story for me. I didn't get it. I thought it was confusing. I was told this was originally written in German, so it could have been like something that lost in translation or something, but I didn't quite like it. Wow, the sun just went down. Next, another graphic novel, the only other one I read this month that I also did not enjoy. This is Slaughterhouse 5 by Kurt Vonnegut. This is pretty much a modern classic, but I thought this was trash. I've never read the actual novel. I thought this was really stupid. Ooh, that's actually really pretty. But I didn't get it. I didn't understand what happened. It's supposed to be, from what I understand, an anti-war novel. So it deals with our main character who's like a soldier, but then he like travels through time or something to different spots in his life. And I can't explain this to you. I really don't understand it. Maybe it just like went over my head, but I thought it was dumb. So next I have When No One Is Watching by Alyssa Cole. Now I really liked the cover of this. It gave thriller vibes, and the synopsis and advertising of this book states that it's a thriller. It reads like a contemporary romance for like 90% of this book. And if this was a contemporary, I would have actually really enjoyed it. It really only becomes a thriller at like the last like 50 pages or so. You know, there's some creepiness sprinkled throughout the story, but it's not a thriller until like the end, and the end is so outrageous that I just was like, this wasn't for me. it deals with this town that's getting gentrified, and the people there are really upset. It's predominantly a black neighborhood, and so they're being pushed out of their neighborhood. And little by little, people start going missing, and their neighbors are being told, oh, they decided to sell the house and they left, you know? But some people are finding that hard to believe. And so they uncover what's really happening to these neighbors that are leaving on their own willingly. And it's a little crazy at the end. I don't think it was a bad book. I gave it like a 3 stars. I enjoyed the writing, like, as a contemporary, and then as a thriller at the end, it was good. I just didn't think those two meshed well. I think it should have been one or the other. And it just was like, for me. I really did learn a lot from this book, I think, and I enjoyed our main characters, but I just didn't think it meshed well enough for me. And I don't think it should be advertised as a thriller. I think this would have been much better as just a contemporary, where we have some sort of different ending. Next, we have Scarlett Epstein Hates It Here by Anna Breslaw. This was okay. It wasn't that great. I also give this probably like a 3 star. It's a young adult novel, so it deals with a teenage girl who is in love with her like ex-best friend crush person. And he is now dating like this popular girl that our main character dislikes, and to rant about it, to vent her feelings out, she kind of writes a web series about it, and she gets uncovered. The story leaks to her crush and such, and you know, shit goes down from there. It was fine. I don't have much to say about it. Next, I have another young adult called Darius the Great Is Not Okay by I'm sorry, I need to look up these names before I make a thing, but there's the name of the author. I really liked the cover of this book, and I enjoyed the story. This is a contemporary story. This deals with a young teenage boy who is half Parisian and takes his very first trip to Iran to meet the rest of his family there. You know, he feels like an outcast and a loser back in America, and when he gets to Iran, he meets a really good friend, and they have a really wonderful, beautiful relationship that I thought was really touching and heartfelt. There is some, like, dad issues in this book. I wish they were better addressed, or, you know, there were different issues. One of the issues is his dad is constantly on him about what he eats, and is like very strict on his son's dietary eating, and I'm just like, fuck, Dad. And I don't know how I wanted it better addressed, but I did. But another thing that is addressed in this book that I appreciated was depression, and depression in men. So our main character and his father both have depression, and it's more like not a life taking over depression. So I appreciated that perspective, one, because it's depression in men, and two, because I feel like a lot of mental health books make depression like something that entirely rules your life, which it can be, but a lot of the times it's not something that just takes you over like that. Like, it's more like a layering thing. So it showed you the different levels of depression is what I'm trying to say. So it gave depression a different perspective than what a lot of other books do. And I liked that. Moving on, I had a Juvenile's little chapter book, which I really enjoyed. This is actually a series, but I only have this book, so, and I'm not going to continue the series. This is called Clone Codes by, I don't know who it's by. I don't see the author's name. I just had this book sitting around my house. I have no idea where I got it. But it deals with clones. So it's the future, and clones are looked at as, like, not human. And they don't really have any rights and are treated really badly in the society. And our author kind of relates to this of how slavery was. So now clones are the slave. Our main character is a clone herself, and she was raised as a human. She didn't realize she was a clone, and she has this hatred towards clones, and she finds out she herself is one. So it dives into that, and I thought that was a really interesting take on this book. I enjoyed it. I don't know what I would rate that, though. Ugh, this book, I hate this book. This made me so mad. The Stepford Wives by Ira Levin. It's really short, so it's a really quick read. Basically, men are trash. So it deals with this new couple that moves into this perfect, picture-perfect neighborhood, and all of the women there seem to be very domesticated, very, you know, serve your husband and obey, constantly cleaning, and don't have any interests or hobbies of their own. So like mindless robots. And our main character finds that to be a little odd. So she makes another new friend who is new to the town, and they want to band together to, you know, have a strong female presence in the community. But soon we find out something suspicious is happening to these women, and these women weren't always like this. I really hated the ending of this book. It made me really mad. I was furious. Now, I heard there's a movie on this book, and I heard that the ending in the movie is a little different. I haven't personally seen it. I can't vouch that it's not the same or it's different. But this book made me so angry. You know, it was a fine, interesting, like, story and plot, but it made me feel things. It made me feel like punching things. And the last novels I've read, oh, actually I read one more I have to share after this. I read the duology, The Wrath and the Dawn and The Rose and the Dagger by Renee Adahir. These were really popular a few years ago. It's a retelling of 1001 Nights. So there is this bloodthirsty king who takes a new wife, and on the night of their wedding, he murders his wife. So everybody thinks that this king is a horrible, bloodthirsty, crazy person. And so when he murders our main character's best friends, she plots to get revenge by volunteering to be his next wife and killing him before he kills her. But things turn out a little differently than plans. I thought these books were okay. I didn't think they were anything fabulous. I gave them like a 3 stars. The last book I read on ebook, so I don't actually have the physical book here to show you. I'll try and insert a picture. It was called The Princess Trap, and I don't know who wrote it. I liked the representation in the book. Our main female character is Black and a plus-size person, and she is described as being beautiful and marvelous and super powerful and flirtatious and knowing what she wants and confident. Basically, this woman works in a school and a prince is there for some reason, like he's giving out some sort of award or some grant or something. So anyway, she meets this prince not knowing he's a prince, and they go out on a little date. And there is some paparazzi. He's scandalous, and to save him from scandal, he's like, oh, she's my fiance. And so they have this fake engagement now going on, and it deals with that. But along their way, they fall in love. I thought it was an okay book. I don't know if I didn't love it because I read it on ebook and I don't like to read things online, or if it was just not a great book. So here's what it looks like. And I want to apologize really quick because the whole video I'm just rubbing my nose because it's really itchy and it's like bright red and I don't know what's going on. So I apologize for that, but I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope you have a wonderful day. Feel free to comment down below of what you thought of these books if you've read them, or what you read this month, what you enjoyed, what you disliked, or if you have any recommendations for me. All right, have a great day. Bye.